Now at 6, fire investigators say they suspect these men are sovereign citizens who disavow the U.S. government. And now officials want to know what those men were doing with dangerous chemicals that can be used to build bombs. Good evening. Thanks for joining us at 6. I'm Jerry Revish.
And I'm Kristen Hartman. In fact, fire and bomb investigators want to know if they intercepted a potential terror plot. It all began with an explosion yesterday at this house in the 600 block of Southampton Road in East Columbus.
We have live team coverage tonight of the story. 10 investigates Nathan Baca uncovering new details about the suspects.
But we begin with 10 TV's Maureen Kosat live on Southampton, where investigators spent the day scouring the house for more evidence.
And we're learning new information, Kristen. Investigators say the suspects were illegally squatting in this house that is still being guarded tonight by Columbus police. Now, as you said, investigators were here again all day and at the home of a nearby family member, searching for evidence that they hope can help explain what the suspects intended to do with all those dangerous chemicals. An explosive sniffing dog joined a team of fire and bomb investigators who used cameras to search a garage behind the house. 10 TV watched investigators carry bags and boxes of potential evidence out of a family member's home across the street. Neighbors say they can't believe what they're seeing.
I'm still in shock. That's the best way to describe it. Yes, because who knows what could have happened.
Investigators say just before noon Tuesday, an explosion exposed the danger and sheared off the hands of 26-year-old Alfonso Mobley Jr. Firefighters say inside the house, they discovered chemicals that can be used to concoct homemade explosives. Chemicals so volatile, firefighters evacuated neighbors and detonated the powders on site. Investigators say they're searching for clues to help explain what Mobley and Roberto Innes Jr. intended to do with those chemicals and say they can't rule out the most frightening option.
The fact that this person could have plotted something of a terroristic nature.
Investigators say they suspect both men share the sovereign citizen ideology, but Jones says she remembers Mobley as a nice kid who was never a troublemaker. But he never expressed any of that anti-government sentiment to you?
No, he never did. He never did. So when I found out who actually it was, I was actually shocked. I would have never guessed in a million years that he would have done something like that.
Both Innes and Mobley are facing felony charges. Investigators say Mobley is hospitalized with serious injuries. They haven't yet been able to talk with him, but they do tell us they will search the records, the phone records, internet records, and financial records of both suspects, searching for clues. Reporting live in East Columbus, Maureen Kosat, 10 TV News.
Maureen, thank you. And police confirm they suspect both alleged bomb makers of believing in the so-called sovereign citizens movement.
Now, that movement does not recognize the authority of judges or most forms of government. 10 investigates Nathan Baca shows whether the sovereign citizen movement is on the rise in Central Ohio. Nathan?
Well, Franklin County Sheriff's Office is one of many agencies keeping track of this ideology. Accused bomb maker Alfonso Mobley Jr. also declared himself a believer in the sovereign citizen movement in March. Now, Mobley faces separate charges of felony breaking and entering from last September. Freed without having to pay bail, Mobley filed paperwork seeking to have the case against him thrown out. His belief that the government defrauded and tricked him. He claimed the state and county owed him up to $30 million, and he only wanted that money payable in silver coins. We reached out to Franklin County Sheriff's chief investigator to find out the movement's latest activity in Central Ohio.
By definition, they're pretty much loners to some extent. So we don't see, there's not a resurgence of them or anything like that, but we do see them come up here. They sort of fly under the radar.
The other person arrested, Roberto Innes Jr., had fewer run-ins with law enforcement, but he was ticketed this March for not having a driver's license or vehicle tags. Many sovereign citizens claim they don't need government-issued licenses to drive. Police also say Innes claims to be a sovereign citizen, though he has not made any public declarations that we could find.